Greetings everyone! This video is very long overdue, I know, but this last weekend at Castro Raceway, there's an 8-hour endurance race, and I also have my very own big race weekend coming up later this month, so I figured it's high time to finally finish this 3-hour endurance race video from 12 months ago. I know, it's been far too long. But despite this footage sitting on my hard drive for nearly a year, it was way too exciting of a race to not eventually finish the video. So, this was a multi-class race, 1-hour King of the Road sprint race coinciding with a 3-hour endurance race. The total field consisted of over 30 cars, roughly 2/3 of those cars in the endurance category. I'll quickly cover the King of the Road race, and then I'll get into the 3-hour endurance. The King of the Road grid was led by the number 6 300ZX and the number 69 Silver Corvette, 2 of the 3 top contenders for the King of the Road title. But there's another contender all the way at the back of the grid, number 40, in a, well, for simplicity, I'll call it a Corvette, but in all honesty it's a pretty serious purpose-built race car. Not that the others aren't, but this car is serious business. Seven laps in, the number 69 Silver Corvette slid off the track, down the bank on turn 4. This lost him the lead to the number 40 White Corvette, who was already caught up at this point. This wasn't the end of the race, however, for the Silver Corvette. He rejoined the race and pressed on. A lap later, car number 6, 300ZX, retired from the race early, completing only 8 laps. With the leader of the King of the Road field essentially determined at this point, I can focus briefly on the endurance grid. For the first hour, there were 2 constant frontrunners, Team Slovo and the blue Volvo, and Rotary Rocket Racing and the black Mazda RX-8. But with lots of time left on the clock, things are guaranteed to change. But one lap down is the Silver Corvette, which climbed back up to second place after his spin. While the King of the Road drivers exit the track goes under full course caution for the endurance racers. This is to aid with the running of the concurrent races. This full course caution was most teams' chosen time to perform their mandatory pit stop and their driver change. However, Rotary Rocket Racing and Team Slovo stayed out, leading the way for the rest of the grid. Roughly halfway through the race, the frontrunners, Team Slovo and Rotary Rocket Racing make their mandatory pit stops. The team KED 24/7 in a Honda CRX temporarily takes over the lead before Team 4 Cruisin' move up to the front in their red FC RX-7. Now, if you saw my video in 2019 for the LA 1K endurance race, you'll recall that NMM Motorsports and their Honda won that race. Well, NMM is competing here too, and steadily gaining positions, climbing their way to the top. For the duration of Team 4 Cruisin's lead, NMM Motorsports has been in second position, gaining ground with every lap, coming from a lap behind. NMM here is passing 4 Cruisin', putting themselves back on the lead lap. As the clock ticks away and Rotary Rocket Racing, hot on the heels of NMM, they push hard to try and reel in the leading RX-7. Into the final hour of the race, NMM takes the lead from Team 4 Cruisin'. With 2 swift overtakes, the running order changes to NMM in first, Rotary Rocket in second, and 4 Cruisin' in third. Not forgetting about Slovo, who is still on the lead lap in 4th place. With less than 30 minutes left in the race, the running order is seemingly set, with M&M holding a healthy lead. I figured I'd try and get myself a nice opening shot for this video, which was abruptly interrupted. Only a handful of laps after setting their best lap of the race, nearing the end, M&M spun into turn 2 with me running for cover. This set M&M back by 15 seconds, putting Rotary Rocket into the lead for the first time and leaving them with a strong 12-second gap. M&M luckily managed to avoid any contact with the barrier and return to the track and put their foot down. It's the final 10 minutes of the race, and once again it all seems decided, with Rotary Rocket leading, M&M in second, and Fort Cruisin in third. But with only 6 minutes left in the race, Team Fort Cruisin was forced to retire. If I understand correctly, they simply just ran out of fuel. Everyone's surprised, one more change in the order in the final laps. M&M regains the lead from Rotary Rocket, who slowed their pace around the time Fort Cruisin retired. A race right down to the last lap. M&M takes the win, Rotary Rocket close in tow, and at the tail end of the lead lap, Team Slovo takes third. This video was a ton of fun to shoot. I know it took almost a year to finish it, but I couldn't let it sit unfinished. I got a bit discouraged after accidentally formatting my hard drive earlier this year, and this project got pushed aside, despite the footage luckily being backed up elsewhere. So, I'm getting revved up for an event later this month on August 21st and 22nd. It's the Edmonton Speedway Revival weekend again, returning after a year's hiatus. I can't wait to be there for the vintage grid. I'm going to be pulling out all the stops for that video. I want to put a lot of care and effort into it, but I swear if it takes as long as this one took to finish, well, I don't really know what I'll do. How about it? Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you're in the area, come to Castro Raceway August 21st and 22nd. If this year's Speedway Revival is anything like the inaugural year back in 2019, it's bound to be an exciting weekend. See you next time.